Welcome back to the channel Valuable Coins HD. Today, we've got an exciting topic that's going to leave you astounded. We're diving into the world of the 1967 Roosevelt dime with the P mint mark. That's right, this small, often overlooked coin might just be sitting in your change jar, and it could be worth a lot more than you think. Stick around because we're about to uncover the fascinating story behind this coin and its surprising value. You won't believe what this dime could be worth. The Roosevelt dime is one of the most recognizable coins in the United States. First introduced in 1946, it was designed by the famous artist John R. Sinek to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had passed away the year before. Roosevelt was celebrated for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, and this dime became a lasting tribute to his legacy. The design, with Roosevelt's profile on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse, has remained largely unchanged for decades, making it a staple in American coinage. Now, let's zoom in on the 1967 Roosevelt dime. By this point in the series, the coin had been circulating for more than 2 decades, and millions of them were minted every year. The 1967 P mint mark indicates that this particular dime was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the primary coin-producing facilities in the U.S. While the 1967 dime wasn't initially thought of as a rare or special coin, the reality is that there's more to this little piece of history than meets the eye. What makes the 1967 Roosevelt dime so intriguing? Well, in terms of rarity, the 1967 P dime doesn't stand out like some of the other rare mintages in the Roosevelt dime series. However, the condition of the coin plays a major role in its value. Over the years, many of the 1967 dimes were used in everyday transactions, worn down by time, and subjected to the wear and tear of circulation. But what if I told you that there are a select few 1967 dimes that have survived in near-perfect condition? These coins, in uncirculated state, are the ones that collectors are chasing after. A coin in uncirculated condition means that it hasn't been used in everyday commerce, so it still retains its original luster, sharp details, and overall quality. The higher the grade of the coin, the more valuable it becomes. For example, a 1967 Roosevelt dime in MS 65, mint state 65, condition can be worth more than just its face value, but it's when you start talking about MS 67 or higher that the coin really begins to command a premium. Coins in excellent condition, especially those with rare and unique features, can fetch some serious cash at auction, but wait, here's where it gets even more interesting. Along with high-grade uncirculated coins, there are a few errors that have occurred with certain 1967 dimes. Yes, errors. The world of coin collecting is filled with excitement because minting errors, though rare, can make an otherwise ordinary coin incredibly valuable. For instance, some 1967 dimes were struck with double dies, where the design appears more than once, creating a ghostly effect. These types of minting errors are highly sought after by collectors because they are unique and one-of-a-kind. Other types of minting errors can include off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned, or coins that have been struck with worn-out or incorrect dies. A dime with these kinds of minting mistakes is extremely rare, and they can be worth far more than a regular, error-free dime. If you come across a 1967 Roosevelt dime with any of these traits, you could be holding onto something that's worth a lot more than just 10 cents. Now, let's talk about what this coin could potentially be worth. The 1967 Roosevelt dime was produced in large numbers, so you may think it's just another standard coin. However, in exceptional, uncirculated condition, or with a rare minting error, the value can soar. For a 1967 dime in top-notch, uncirculated condition, you could be looking at several $100s, depending on the exact grade. But here's where it gets truly exciting. If you have a 1967 P Roosevelt dime that is in perfect, uncirculated condition, or if it happens to have a rare minting error, it could be worth a shocking $66,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $66,000 for a single dime. It's hard to believe that something so small could carry such an incredible value, but that's the magic of coin collecting. A well-preserved coin with the right characteristics can be worth more than gold. So, how do you know if your 1967 Roosevelt dime is worth a small fortune? First, you'll want to check the condition of the coin. If it looks worn down or has been heavily circulated, it probably won't fetch much more than its face value. But if your dime looks like it's never seen the light of day and still has that minty shine, it could be worth getting it graded. A professional coin grading service will assess the quality of the coin and assign it a grade that reflects its condition. The higher the grade, the higher the potential value, but don't forget to look for those minting errors. A coin with an error is always more valuable to collectors, so take a close look at your 1967 Roosevelt dimes for any signs of a double die, off-center strike, or other unique features. If you think you've got something special, it might be worth taking it to a professional appraiser or submitting it to a grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. They'll be able to tell you exactly how much your coin is worth and help you determine its market value. So, what's the moral of the story? Don't overlook your pocket change. The 1967 Roosevelt dime may seem like just another ordinary coin, but with the right condition or a rare error, it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. A little coin like this could be sitting in your collection or hidden away in a jar, waiting to be discovered. Today, we have a coin in focus that's bound to spark some excitement in the world of numismatics. We're talking about the 1984 Roosevelt dime with the P mint mark, and trust me, you're going to want to stick around to the end of this video to find out just how much this coin could be worth today. Now, most of us are familiar with the Roosevelt dime. It's been a staple of U.S. currency since 1946, a tribute to the 32nd President, Franklin D. Roosevelt. The iconic design, with Roosevelt's profile on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse, has remained largely unchanged for decades. It's a coin that we see daily, and, honestly, it doesn't usually get much attention, until you realize that certain years and specific mint marks can make these dimes worth significantly more than their face value. Today, we're zooming in on a particular coin, the 1984 Roosevelt dime with the P mint mark. Produced at the Philadelphia Mint, the 1984 dime was part of the regular circulating coinage at the time, and like most coins from this era, millions of them were minted. But what makes the 1984 P dime so special? The answer lies in the coin's condition, its rarity, and, believe it or not, some hidden potential that many collectors are unaware of. Let's talk about the history of this coin first. In 1984, the U.S. was in the midst of a recovery from the early 1980s recession. The economy was strengthening, and there was an increase in consumer spending. Coins like the 1984 dime were minted in massive numbers to meet the needs of a growing economy. With a mintage of over 1 billion dimes that year, the 1984 Roosevelt dime wasn't exactly a rare coin when it was first issued. However, like many coins, it's the passage of time that can transform an ordinary dime into a collector's item. Now, let's dive into what could make a 1984 P dime valuable. The truth is, the majority of 1984 dimes were heavily circulated, meaning that over the years, they've been used in countless transactions, leading to wear, scratches, and the loss of original luster. In most cases, these coins are worth little more than their face value of 10 cents. However, there's a twist. A select few 1984 dimes have survived in near-perfect, uncirculated condition. These coins were either stored away carefully or just never made it into circulation. That's where the true value comes into play. An uncirculated 1984 dime, in pristine condition, can fetch a higher price, especially if it's graded as MS 65, Mint State 65, or higher. But here's the kicker: while many collectors are aware of this, not everyone knows how rare these coins can be. When a coin is well preserved, it maintains its original shine, crisp details, and sharp features. The value of these high-quality coins can rise significantly depending on the grading and the current demand in the market. But even more exciting are those rare errors that occasionally pop up with certain coins. In the world of numismatics, error coins are a big deal. A minting error can make an otherwise standard coin far more valuable. For example, if the 1984 dime was struck with a misaligned die, or if the coin has a doubled die, where the image is slightly doubled, these errors can drastically increase the coin's worth. It's these types of anomalies that collectors go wild for, and the 1984 Roosevelt dime is no exception. While errors are relatively rare, they do occur, and when they do, they can turn a typical dime into a major find. Now, let's talk numbers. How much is this little dime actually worth? Well, in typical circulated condition, a 1984 P dime might only be worth a few cents, just a tiny premium above face value. But if you happen to find one that's been carefully stored away in uncirculated condition, you're looking at a much higher value. In fact, high-quality, well-preserved 1984 Roosevelt dimes can be worth hundreds of dollars, depending on their grade. But hold on, if you have a 1984 P Roosevelt dime in perfect condition or one with a minting error, you could be holding on to something worth a lot more than that. A rare, error-free, uncirculated coin from this year can go for several $1,000s, depending on the exact grade and quality. And if you find one of those super rare minting errors, the value can shoot up dramatically. So, how much are we talking? Well, the ultimate prize for a perfect 1984 P Roosevelt dime, especially one with a rare minting flaw, can bring in an astounding $46,000. Yes, you read that right, $46,000 for a single dime. It's hard to believe that such a small coin, worth only 10 cents when it was first minted, can now command such a high price. But that's the power of rare coins and the thrill of the hunt in the world of numismatics. Now, if you think you might have one of these rare and valuable coins, the first step is to carefully examine the condition of the coin. Look for any signs of wear, fading, or scratches. If the coin appears to be in mint condition and hasn't been in circulation, it might be worth getting it graded by a professional service. Grading companies like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, will assess the coin and assign it a grade based on its condition. This grade will be a major factor in determining the coin's value in the marketplace. Also, keep an eye out for any unusual characteristics like doubling or off-center strikes. If you notice anything unusual, you may have a rare error coin on your hands. Even a slight mistake in the minting process can make a huge difference in value. So, there you have it. The 1984 Roosevelt dime with the P mint mark may seem like an ordinary coin, but in the right condition or with the right error, it could be worth a small fortune. Always keep an eye on your pocket change, you never know when you might find a hidden treasure. Today's video is one you won't want to miss. We're diving into the world of the 1978 Roosevelt dime with the P mint mark. Now, you might be thinking, a 1978 dime? Isn't that just another standard coin? Well, think again. You'd be surprised to learn just how valuable this little coin can be. Stick around as we uncover the fascinating history, details, and potential worth of this 1978 Roosevelt dime. First, let's take a step back and talk about the Roosevelt dime itself. This coin has been part of America's currency since 1946 when it was first introduced to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt's profile, designed by John R. Sinek, is featured on the obverse of the coin. The reverse side showcases a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, which symbolize liberty, peace, and strength, respectively. The Roosevelt dime has become one of the most familiar coins in U.S. circulation, but there's more to it than just its iconic design. The 1978 Roosevelt dime was minted during a time of economic stability in the United States. The 70s were an interesting decade, marked by inflation and a changing economy, yet this particular dime still circulated in large quantities and didn't immediately stand out as anything particularly rare. It was struck in large numbers at the Philadelphia Mint, which used the P mint mark on coins produced there. So, if you've ever come across a 1978 Roosevelt dime with a P mint mark, that's your indicator that it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Now, when we talk about coin collecting, most people immediately think about rare coins that are centuries old. But the truth is, even modern coins, like the 1978 Roosevelt dime, can be valuable if they meet certain criteria. The primary factors that influence the value of any coin are its rarity, condition, and any unique characteristics it might have. In the case of the 1978 Roosevelt dime, the vast majority of these coins were circulated widely. Coins that are used daily, in vending machines or in pockets, naturally begin to show signs of wear. Most 1978 dimes are no exception. They might have scratches, discoloration, or other imperfections from their time in circulation. These coins aren't worth much more than their face value of 10 cents. But that's where collectors start to get excited. Because while the typical 1978 dime might not fetch much, finding one in near-perfect, uncirculated condition can make all the difference. Coins that have been carefully stored and haven't been exposed to the rigors of everyday use are known as uncirculated coins. The key to uncirculated coins is that they retain their original luster, sharpness, and detail. When it comes to coin collecting, an uncirculated 1978 Roosevelt dime can be worth far more than the face value. But it's not just about the condition. There are other factors that can elevate a coin's value, and in the world of numismatics, even the smallest of details matter. While 1978 Roosevelt dimes are common in circulation, the ones that are rare are those that are in pristine, uncirculated condition. The higher the grade a coin receives from professional grading services, the more valuable it becomes. Coins that are graded as MS 65, Mint State 65, or higher are considered to be in excellent condition, but coins graded MS 67 or MS 68 are considered top tier. These coins can bring in much higher prices than others, especially when you consider that the higher the grade, the fewer of those coins are available on the market. But wait, there's more. As many of you know, minting errors are one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting. A small mistake during the coin production process can turn a relatively common coin into a rare and valuable piece. Some errors that can occur during the minting process include things like off-center strikes, double dies, or even missing elements in the design. These types of coins are highly sought after by collectors, as they are unique and stand out from the rest of the coins in circulation. The 1978 Roosevelt dime is no exception. While most of the dimes produced in this year were created without issues, a select few were struck with errors. For example, a double die error, where the design appears slightly doubled, can make the coin a prized possession. A misalignment in the die or a slight off-center strike can also make these coins much more valuable. Collectors are always on the lookout for these unique traits because they know that a coin with such errors can fetch a premium price at auctions or from private buyers. Now, you might be asking, how much could a 1978 Roosevelt dime actually be worth? Well, as we mentioned earlier, most circulated 1978 dimes are worth just 10 cents, maybe a little more depending on their condition. But if you have a 1978 Roosevelt dime in perfect, uncirculated condition, it could be worth several $100s depending on its grade. But hold on to your hats, because there's an even more exciting possibility. If you happen to have one of those super rare 1978 dimes, whether it's in a flawless state of preservation or if it has one of those sought-after minting errors, you could be looking at a coin that's worth an astonishing $57,000. Yes, you read that correctly. A single 1978 Roosevelt dime, if it's in perfect condition or has an incredible error, could fetch as much as $57,000 at auction. It's hard to imagine that such a small coin could be worth so much, but that's the beauty of coin collecting. If you think you might have a rare 1978 Roosevelt dime, the first step is to carefully examine it for any signs of wear or errors. If it looks like it's never been used and still has its original shine, you might be holding onto a gem. Look for those subtle minting errors. Sometimes, all it takes is a second glance to spot something special. And if you're unsure about the condition or authenticity of your coin, getting it professionally graded can give you a solid idea of its value. Grading services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can help determine the true worth of your coin. So, the next time you're sifting through your change jar, don't overlook those Roosevelt dimes. You never know when you might come across a 1978 mint mark that could be worth a small fortune. Keep hunting, keep collecting, and who knows? You could be the next lucky person to find a coin worth thousands. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future coin discoveries. Happy collecting, and good luck finding your next hidden treasure.